Hey guys, my name is Nicole Scott. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Transunion and the response, this infamous response that they're sending to everyone, accusing of basically using a credit repair company and then basically telling you, hey, look, we're not going to investigate nothing because we feel like you're using a credit repair company. So we're going to go over and dissect that letter that your clients or maybe even you are getting as a response in the mail, basically saying that they're not going to do anything about it and how to go about responding to this letter so that way Transunion can actually take your disputes seriously. So if you guys haven't done so by now, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. My name is Credit Coach Nicole Scott, and I teach a lot about credit. I specialize personal credit, business credit. I'm not just here to make your guys' money, but to actually provide you guys with value. Because when I was first starting my credit journey back in 2018, 19, I wish I would have found someone like me that could provide value because I sure as hell was searching for it. In today's video, we're going to be going over Transunion and this stupid letter that they keep sending out. So I'm going to actually share my screen with you so we can actually review this letter as a whole and kind of go over it step by step. So this is from Transunion. We started getting these responses back from them late January of 2022. Today is 4/20/2022. We applaud your recent efforts to take charge of your credit. We want you to know we're on your side and that we're here to help support you on your path towards credit health. Now, I could say a lot about this, but I'm just going to kind of keep it simple. They don't give 2 cents about your credit. They do not care. What they care about is making a profit on you. And at this point, you're not making them a profit. You're costing them because they have to send you a response. They have to pay for someone to investigate. And honestly, this letter is just coming from an automated message from their artificial intelligence system called the eOscar system. And the eOscar system basically scans in all of your letters that you send to the credit bureaus. Anytime you send a letter, you're going to get your whatever was sent to them is scanned into their eOscar system, which is their database. And that system can read the letter, and it can also provide automated responses back to people based on the information and how the system is programmed. So they are aware of a lot of these template dispute letters that are from, places like Credit Repair Cloud and, template letters that are online and, all these template letters that are cookie cutter out there. They're hip to all that. They know where they're coming from. They know how they're formatted. They know how they're spaced. They know how they look. All of the letters from Credit Repair Cloud have each dispute numbered. So you have to be different. Take the numbers off, reformat the letter, take the addresses off the top of the header. You don't always need to have an address in the header. You know where it's going. Stop trying to make it look so professional. Misspell some words, cuss, say bad things, say you're going to sue them, say you're going to proceed with litigation if they don't comply with the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Use some of the law in your guys' letters, okay? And if you're not familiar on how to use the Fair Credit Reporting Act to your advantage, I actually have an ebook that kind of breaks down some of the key points when it comes to using the law with your dispute letters. And you can literally copy verbiage directly from the law and paste them into your dispute letters. You can also use case law. You can research different case laws based on, people that had cases against Transunion or against different people that are similar to yours where they won. And obviously, they probably got some monetary, benefit from that as well. So use, be unique, use things that other people are not using. How are you going to be different from all these other people that are repairing credit that are using the same software as you? The answer is having custom dispute letters. Okay. Custom dispute letters, custom reasons, custom instructions. We actually have a letter library that if you guys want to purchase, we have over 100 letter templates. And even when you do purchase templates, if you did purchase our templates, I highly recommend you reword the templates, make them your own, put your spin on them, make them custom to fit you. So you know that no one else in the world has ever used these dispute letters. You can use apps and websites that reword different content, like a spin bot that will reword content. It's all the same. It means the same, right? But you just want to reword it, put it kind of in different words. So it's not something that they can scan and say, oh, we've already received this letter 200,000 times. So we know that it's a template and we know it's probably coming from a credit repair company. So we're going to go ahead and just shift this off and give them an automated response. No. And you also want to provide supporting documentation. Okay. If you are claiming something, send proof. You can send a screenshot of the credit report. You can send any other sort of supporting documentation to support your claim. That can be a letter from the credit bureau. I'm sorry, a letter from the creditor to the credit bureau. It can be, anything that you have that maybe could further prove whatever is going on that is maybe inaccurate, or they just cannot prove it, whatever the case may be, because at this point, a lot of what the credit bureau is stating on their credit reports is all alleged because of the fact that, you have the right to dispute anything based on the law. And there is a lot of gray area in the law. So once you understand the law, you can further, prove that, hey, look, you are in fact violating. And sometimes, that's why a lot of people get away with crimes, is because they just simply can't prove it in the court of law. And we have to treat our credit reports the same. Hey, until this is actually proven without a doubt, then, it's all alleged. Okay. And you have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law. So that's neither here or there. Let's get on to this letter here. We recently received a request that included your information, but didn't appear that you or a properly authorized third party sent it to us. We take the privacy and security of your data very seriously. So we won't process requests unless they come directly from you or an authorized third party. If you're working with a third party, such as a credit repair company or a credit clinic, they have to identify themselves in their communication to us and provide proof that you've authorized them to communicate with us on your behalf. So what do? You can do a couple things. And now, obviously, we are not lawyers. We don't give legal advice. I'm just saying what I would do in this situation. There's a couple things that you can do. Either you can put power of attorney from like your client agreement. We have a client agreement that is on sale. So if you don't have that link, go check out our client agreement video that we just did, and you can get our client agreement for $25 and then have your client notarize that and send it with your letters. Or if the client hired you to do it on their behalf and they want the letters as if they're coming from them because they're paying you to do this for them, then you can say, hey, look, I did send these letters. These letters are 100% from me, authorized by me. Here's the proof that I am who I say I am by my driver's license, my social security card, and my proof of residency being a utility bill or something that has, a name and an address that's current. I recommend a utility bill, and that can be like a light bill or gas or water, garbage. Those are the best type. Even like some sort of internet bill, phone bill, something like that would be great. You can also do a W-2. You can also do a rental agreement. Those will work as well, because you want to just prove, hey, look, I did send this. This is coming from me. How dare you accuse me of not being an educated consumer by not knowing my rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Now, I'm going to ask you one last time politely to conduct a thorough investigation in regard to the following item. And you want to list out the account number, the account name, the reason why you're disputing it, and what do you want done about it? So let's break that down. Account name, who the creditor is. Okay. If it's from like a charge off, put Mercedes-Benz and then put the account number. If you don't have the full account number, just copy and paste whatever you have on your credit report. Okay. Even if it's a bunch of X's and 4 numbers. Okay. Then you want to say why you're disputing it. I believe this information is inaccurate. I believe this account is unknown. This account is fraudulent. This account is frivolous. This account is not something that belongs to me. And I believe you've made an error. I believe this account is a mixed up credit file because it doesn't belong to me. I have a very common name and often get confused with other people, and with the amount of identity theft going on in the world, I would hate to be responsible responsible for someone else's debt. I demand you remove this from my credit report immediately until you can further prove that this alleged debt belongs to me. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, I demand you remove this account within the next 3 business days because I am not the rightful owner. And that's something perfectly custom, but come natural, and don't make it seem like you have to be so proper, because you don't. Remove this goddamn account off my credit report before I proceed with litigation. Remove this freaking account off my credit. It doesn't belong to me. I have a very common name, and this has happened to me in the past, and I will proceed with legal action and litigation unless you remove this from my credit report immediately. And if you would like, you can even include some of the fair credit reporting. You can state some of the fair credit reporting laws in your letter. And I actually have an ebook on my website, therealnicolescott.com, where it actually kind of goes over some of the key points that are within the law that you can recite on your letters. So it makes it super easy to copy directly from the source, because this is not something that we're making up. We're copying it directly from the Cornell Law website. And we are, pasting that into our letters and saying, hey, look, this is what the law says, and this is what you're doing. Clearly, based on the law, you are in a clear violation. And the law says that I can get up to $1,000 for plus damages for these inaccurate reportings from your company. And I will, see you in federal court or small claims court or whatever court. And sometimes you might have to sue these people, okay, because they have a budget for it and they're used to this kind of stuff. So sometimes you do have to sue the credit bureaus to get the answers that you're looking for, to get the results that you're looking for. You can also provide the credit bureaus with a signed affidavit that is notarized by a public notary. And some states will allow you to get things notarized right online, right from your computer, right from home. So get you a truth affidavit and put the accounts on there. You don't need to give any sort of reason or instruction. You can just say that these accounts are all alleged and they are unknown. The truth is your name is this and your address is this, and you have no knowledge that of these alleged debts or alleged accounts that are listed on your consumer credit report. There's a ton of templates out there, but again, I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice, but this would be considered some sort of supporting documentation, because a lot of people do get mixed up with other people because they have similar names, especially people that have common names or that have, different abbreviations. Maybe there's a Brian Smith Jr. and a Brian Smith Sr. So those can get very confused very easily, especially if they have the same address, maybe a son and a father. So you just want to keep those things in mind and always go above and beyond to try to make it to where they don't need anything else. You've sent them everything that they could possibly use. You're documenting the process. You're making copies of everything that you sent them for your records, and you're keeping proper documentation of the process that you've used to dispute this with the credit bureaus, because should you have to go to court, you're going to need to bring your exhibits. And these are all considered exhibits, because at this point, you're building a case against the credit bureaus. You can send certified mail if you really do plan to sue, but if you don't plan to sue, you really don't need to send certified mail. You can send just regular snail mail. But if you did want to, if you say, hey, look, I am planning to sue them, then I would recommend sending via certified mail return receipt, just so you did have proper record that they got this and they signed off on it and they yet still did not do anything about it. So I don't recommend disputing online because you're not able to really put any sort of custom instructions, custom reasons, any of the law, and you can't make it, like you can with your own dispute letter. So they make it a little bit harder. And that brings us to the next part of this letter here. It's important to know that if you see something on your Transunion credit report you believe is inaccurate, you can dispute it easily and securely on your own for free without paying a fee to any company. Find out more how to manage information on your Transunion report at transunion.com/credit repair. Now, this is absolutely true. Anyone can dispute anything anything on their credit report for free, as long as you guys have the time to do it, then it works, because all that you need are your credit reports, and you can get those for free in some cases. Most places won't give you like scores or everything that you need. If you do need credit reports, I recommend Smart Credit, and I'll leave the link below, smartcredit.com, and you can use our affiliate link because it helps support our channel. But if you can get it for free, great. Get it from My Annual Free Credit Reports. I believe they are still giving out some free credit reports, and you can also get a free credit report if you've been denied for credit as well. But all you would need to do is just use that directly, whatever information's on your report, use that information and put it onto a dispute letter. We do have a dispute letter library that is for sale on our website, therealnicolescott.com. But again, even if you are purchasing a dispute template, you always want to make it your own. You always want to make it a little bit more custom. Change the way that the letter is formatted. Use the same concept, use the same type of information, but reword it, reformat it, change where the addresses are being put. All that you really have to put at the top is the date and, hey, TransUnion, yo, trans. Hey, listen here, TransUnion, I'm tired of your BS. Get your shit together and investigate my gosh darn mother effing loving credit report before I freaking sue you. Make it seem like it's coming from a real person, because we don't have to be so cookie cutter. These letters are supposed to be coming from consumers, not from companies. So we don't have to be proper. We just have to get the point across that they're in a violation of the law. Excuse my language. Okay. But even if you have to cuss, that's great, because that ain't coming from Credit Repair Cloud. And that sure as hell ain't coming from a professional, right? Because professionals don't curse. But we are working for our client. Our client has hired us to do this for them. And at this point, they're frustrated, they're irritated, they just want to get their life back from whatever's going on. So you definitely have to respond to them and just let them know, hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but these letters are absolutely from me. I have authorized these letters. I have completed these letters with my own power, or whatever the case may be. Don't lie or anything. And if your client isn't comfortable with you doing those things, and of course, you guys can get the affidavit that you got with the client, or get the client agreement, send a copy of it. You can also send an affidavit, which will help solidify all of the information. But for the most part, most clients are going to say, look, I hired you to do this for me because I don't have the time for it. Yeah, I know I can do it for free, because anybody can do this. It's not hard, but it's time consuming. You got to follow up. You got to send them all this goddamn documentation. You got to mail it off. Busy professionals that have a busy life, that have children, that have a life outside of wanting to do this kind of crap, would rather pay someone to do it versus sitting there and do it themselves. But for people that have the time, they can certainly do that. They just need some of the tools. We have a lot of DIY credit repair tools on our website, therealnicolescott.com. So you can always head over there and take a look. But back to our letter here, it says here, if you've hired a credit repair company and they insist on payment up front, encourage you to misrepresent your credit information or instruct you not to contact a credit reporting agency directly, they are not acting lawfully. Learn more about credit repair and your rights at transunion.com/credit repair. And that's absolutely correct. Like, no credit repair person out there should be asking you for a large upfront fee. Okay. That's not right. And if you guys recall, there was recently a credit repair company that was out of Houston, Texas, that was recently shut down by the government. Okay. The FTC shut this place down because they were taking upfront payments from clients. They were taking payments of like $1,500 upfront. And then of course, like nothing was getting done. Like there was a lot of fraud going on. There was just like a lot of stuff that was going against what, the right way of doing things. So again, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that, if you do decide to sign up with us for credit repair, we charge $299 upfront for document processing, because it is a lot of documents, and we dispute everything the first month with both the credit bureaus, the creditors, the collection companies. If you have anything like third party that needs to be disputed, we can dispute it with them as well, because all those third party companies, LexisNexis, SageStream, Innovis, they're all third-party data reporting companies. And at the end of the day, you can dispute information with them just like you can with the three major credit bureaus. Well, really, there's kind of like four credit bureaus, but three major credit bureaus: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And then the fourth credit bureau is Innovis. And they're still relevant. And I would say, if you are concerned about the information that they have on file, you can also request a report from them directly, and you can dispute information with them directly exactly just like you would with any of the major credit bureaus. So we charge $299 down and then $99 a month for follow-up. But again, if you are disputing for clients or you're looking to sign up to get credit repair from somebody, don't pay a large upfront fee because it's just not legal. And, you definitely want to understand how they do their disputing. Here's an example. I signed up for credit repair with a company when I was going through credit repair myself, and they only disputed 5 items per bureau per month. So it's 15 items total. So I'm thinking, oh, well, that might go kind of quick. But, back then you don't really know what kind of questions to ask. So it took forever to get my credit repair done. Like it was 6 months in, I had barely any results. So when you are doing this, you want to make sure that you're getting everything disputed right away. It's not going to be a long drawn out process so they can keep you on auto pay. It's going to, we want to try to help get this stuff done immediately. So if you are doing this for other people, you want to dispute everything the first month and just use multiple types of letters, like only put 5 to 7 different types of accounts per letter, but you can do multiple letters. You can do, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 letters if you had to, because you want to dispute everything that is negatively affecting you with a credit bureau and the creditor or the person, the data furnisher who is reporting that information to the credit bureau, because sometimes the credit bureaus will respond and say, hey, look, they creditor, contact them. They're trying to contact you. So it's important to see how they're responding. But, back to this letter here, you can count on us as a resource as you work to achieve your credit health goals. We want you to be able to get the best financial opportunities you deserve. Well, thank you so much, TransUnion. We certainly appreciate that. However, TransUnion typically doesn't have our best interest, because if they did, they would go ahead and investigate the letter that was sent to them that we asked, because this is just a way for them to stall us out, not do their damn job, and continue to use artificial intelligence to completely disregard any sort of inaccuracies or fraudulent information that is listed on consumers' credit reports. And it's really sad that this is going on, because I actually have worked with a couple individuals who really were victims of identity theft or a mixed up file, or had things on their credit report that they're like, hey, look, I know I have some things that belong to me, but some of these things, like, I have no idea where they came from. I don't believe they belong to me. I've never opened up an account, so there's legitimate stuff that's still going on where the credit bureaus are completely disregarding it. So we really need to focus on sending supporting documentation. If a client has been a victim or has items that do not belong to them, you have to have supporting documentation. You need to have an affidavit. You need to have police report. You need to file an FTC report, which is, you can find, I think it's on identitytheft.gov. So you need to document all of these things and have proper documentation to further prove it. If you're saying, hey, look, the creditor was supposed to delete this, send a letter from the creditor. If you have proof from the creditor, if you have proof from the data furnisher that they're not able to validate that, send that into the credit bureaus as proof. Now, when you are sending in supporting documentation, you always want to handwrite a note on the letter. I always handwrite, P.S. Please see attached proof. This is my exhibit A when I sue your ass in court, or something like that. I'm not saying you have to say something like that, but that's just an example. But you want to write a little note on there, because that just makes it more real. And that's just going to further prove that it's actually from you and not from a credit repair company. So write a little handwritten note. P.S. TransUnion, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but I went ahead and have completed a huge favor and attached supporting documentation. This will be considered my exhibit A when I see you in court. If you choose to continue to ignore my request against my will, or whatever the case is, just say something to get their attention, to make it seem like this is a real person. Those type of letters are going to get in front of a real investigator. They're going to get past the Oscar system and get in front of a real person. And that's what we want. We want our case to get in front of a real person who has the real opportunity to look at it, look at the supporting documentation and the exhibits, and make a decision like, oh, wow, this is actually totally wrong. Because artificial intelligence, Oscar system cannot determine what proof is and how to respond. So it needs to go in front of an investigator. And a lot of their investigators that work at these credit bureaus, they are not US citizens. They don't really know too much other than what TransUnion or these other credit reporting companies have trained them on. Okay. So just keep that in mind, guys. You got got to stay consistent. You got to stay persistent. You got to take action. Okay. Every 30 to 45 days, you got to be sending out new letters. You got to be custom. You got to be unique. Stop using these cookie cutter letters. Okay. So until next time, guys, my name is Nicole Scott, and I am a credit coach. I specialize in personal credit, and then we transfer that over into your business credit. So I help entrepreneurs become financially fit. And if you haven't by now, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Credit Coach Nicole Scott, where I teach you all about credit. So I'm actually coming out with a new credit course soon here. I'm actually putting it together now. So I've been super busy, but it's going to include everything that you need to know about building credit, repairing credit, anything that you has to do with credit, starting a business, building business credit, business development tools that you need to grow, scale your online business. So until next time, guys, I will see you next time.